Hello, and welcome to Dead Notes, a horror and cult film podcast. I am Kevin, and with me is the great Malenko. Whoop whoop.
Oh my God, did just do that. I'm Alan. And we're talking about Killer Clowns from Outer Space 1988.
Oh,
Probably one of the greatest horror comedies ever made. I mean,
dude, this movie is forever awesome. I don't give a fuck. Like this shit
so
is amazing.
so did you know that they were going to make a sequel?
I had no idea
It
about that.
was it was called The Return of the Killer Clowns from Outer Space in 3D.
That would have been pretty awesome.
I think it would have sucked a fat dick.
No, I
oh,
would have
oh,
fun seeing that shit.
sorry. I, I I tried to not say dick. There I did it again. I'm trying not to say dick this episode
So many dicks.
or talk about them. But yeah, so anyway, the story. Okay, I'll read you the little blurb about the story for the sequel. It's two circus performers who are stranded in the mountain town of Kismet, whatever that is. The new clowns invade when their car breaks down. The two will have to save the world from the returning killer clowns while they are being blamed for what's happening. I don't
Yeah.
know. That's probably about as far as they got with the script.
Yeah, that's probably about it. But I mean, if they make it look like this, they could just make it up as they go along. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It'd be fun. It would be so much fun.
It'd be fun if they didn't try to overthink the script.
Yeah, you can't overthink this.
It's killer clowns. Just make it stupid, and I'm in. I'm on board. Right? I mean,
Yep.
because as great as this movie is, you have to admit the story's stupid, but that's what's charming about it. That's what's good about it.
Well, you can't go deep on a story like this. You know, you got to meet it with just pure visual and just funny ass shit. I mean, it's filled with puns, dude. I mean, you can't. It's it's awesome. It's awesome.
Well, you know,
The art direction is amazing in this. Like the just everything. It's so well done. And regardless of how old school it is, I could watch it to this day and it still holds up to me, you know, just because of the theme and everything.
oh yeah. Well, this is one of those movies where if they remade it, I'd be so fucking furious because
I would probably protest it.
yeah, it's so good. Don't touch it. Leave it. Get your fucking hands off of it.
I try to get in contact with the people that like make those costumes, or actually didn't Spirit release a bunch of those costumes last year or something? Get a bunch of those motherfuckers and then like go in and just cause chaos at all the theaters.
I think
Knocking shit over.
I don't know about Spirit, but I
Just going in people's houses when they're watching it on Netflix and like just dumping all their shit over.
So yeah, so we'll just go ahead and get into this because anything interesting about these characters we're going to mention along the way.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I uh, I do have to say we have a returning character from Night of the Creeps who I'm pretty pleased is in this movie.
You're Suzanne Snyder.
Suzanne Snyder, who by the way is not my type at all. But because of Return of the Living Dead 2, seeing it as a child, it shorted something in my brain that I love bad acting, I guess, because she's terrible at it. But
yeah,
whatever.
she plays her role.
Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned it in Night of the Creeps, but she was in Seinfeld. You know, she played the Nazi.
Oh,
She was in 2 episodes. She played Poppy, the guy that didn't wash his hands after when he made the pizza or the pie for Jerry, and then she was in the other episode where they were pretending to be Nazis, and She was like a bodyguard. I don't know. She was something, but yeah, two different
Wait,
characters.
I remember that episode when they're in the limo, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah, I remember that.
Suzanne Snyder's in that episode,
That's funny. I didn't even put it
and
together.
obviously she's in Weird Science also.
Oh yeah.
That was probably her first role. I'd have to look that into that, but she plays Debbie Stone, who who is really slumming it at the beginning of the movie because old Mike Tobacco may look like a handsome gentleman, but we're yet to meet her ex.
Right. Wait, aren't they getting it on in a raft, a yellow raft in the back of the car?
Yeah. Well, let's say when okay, I'm getting way off track here
Yeah.
because I saw Suzanne Snyder's name in the credits.
Yeah.
So, we'll get into what is possibly one of the better not really theme song, but just uh I mean it is a theme song, but the opening track, the
Mhm.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space, what done by the Dickies. Uh, I don't know if you got it there, but that ain't it.
Hire me.
Yep, I hire Kevin. He's got it.
I'll get you figured out.
But during the song, you get an unofficial intro to Mooney, who is just walking around like he just I don't.
He's a grumble butt.
Yeah, he's grumpy.
Yeah.
He's like my spirit animal, and he's hanging out at Big Top Burger.
Oh yeah. Of course.
But did you notice when he leaves, he has like a coffee cup that he brought from home?
Well, yeah, he ain't gonna drink out of that fucking big top shit. He's Mooney.
He's a germaphobe. He's like, I'm not drinking out of that fucking shit. Or maybe he didn't want to drink out of the plastic cup or the styrofoam. He's like, there's a trend now with microplastics in your nutsack.
It's a trend.
Haven't you heard about it? I got TikTok. I'm from the future.
Listen, punk.
There's microplastics in everything, you punk. Yeah.
Listen, punk, you expect me to drink out of this shit?
Did you catch the name of the band that the radio announcer says is playing the theme?
I did not.
It's a hot tune from the Doorman.
The Door.
At least I couldn't make out what he was saying, so I turned on the subtitles, and it calls the band the Doorman.
Oh my god, yeah.
That's
Sweet.
what the subtitles say.
Yeah.
Imagine being in a band and going, "Hey guys, I got an idea. We've been struggling with a band name, but I got it. I went to a hotel today." And what do you think? How's this hit your ears? The Doorman.
It's welcoming.
Very. But this is becoming a trend because we've only done a few of these now, and this is the third movie with Make Out Point.
Yeah, I was going to bring something about that up because that's been a running theme in a lot of these movies.
Well, you know what else is a running theme, and we can I'll mention this real quick because we're coming full circle here. We have a legitimate second time out of however few episodes we've done so far. This is the second time that a meteorite has cockblocked somebody.
You know what? You're right on that one.
It's like exactly the same situation that happened in Night of the Creeps.
Yeah.
Mike is trying to, romance Debbie,
Hmm.
and the fucking meteor comes along.
Well, I mean, that's not the first thing that's not the first cock blocking point like that
No,
happens on makeup
no.
point. Like these the Terenzi brothers
Oh yeah.
come busting in with the ice cream truck trying to seductively sell their frozen wares.
What was their goal here? Because I know they pulled up, and it seems like their intention was to sell fudgy wudgy bars and whatever the
Yeah.
hell else they had.
Hmm.
But they had those two girls in the back, and I don't know. I'm not sure what their intentions were here.
Maybe they thought they would clear everybody out. I mean, I don't know. It was a very weird thing, especially because they're arguing over the fact of whose idea it was and how they thought it'd be a great idea to do this.
Well,
Like they're super about their job. And
well,
I think those chicks are just there for the ice cream anyway.
oh, definitely. I mean, if you 5 seconds into a conversation with one of those girls, you would know that you're not going to get anywhere with them.
Right.
So my I what I thought, like, just now as I'm saying this, I thought of this because maybe the goal was because they were in the back too, so they were hidden, right? So it looked like only the Terenzi brothers pulled up there in their little van, and they were announcing their ice cream sales as soon as they pulled up there. So I wonder if they weren't just trying to clear the place out so they could murder
You
those
know, that's
girls.
funny. I was about to say, are the Terenzi brothers like are they based off the Hillside Stranglers?
Right, they were right.
Yeah,
They had
Paul and
these
Rich.
girls in the back of the fucking van, and they pulled up in the middle of nowhere,
Clear everybody out. Yeah.
and I think what happened was because everybody was up there, they didn't plan for that, so they were like they improvised, and they were like, "Let's act like we're trying to sell ice cream," because
Yeah.
what rational thinking human would pull up to a make out point and think that they were going to sell ice cream and not piss everybody off?
Maybe like that makeout spot, that's been like their killing spot for like so long. And maybe this was like an off night and they thought, no one's usually up here around now.
Oh,
And then
that, that's not bad. Maybe that is their kill site, and and it was that before it was make out point.
right.
And
Or no,
these
it was just an off day. It was like a Monday night. And they're like, well, this will be the perfect night, and then it just so happens like everybody was there for whatever reason.
Well, I think people have a tendency to fuck up a good thing. They blew up their spot,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. I
They were
mean,
they were
y-
like, "Great. How are we gonna kill these bitches now?" Right?
yeah. How
I
do we
don't
get
know.
ourselves out of this?
This is just us trying to rationalize what their thinking was at pulling up to a makeout point in an ice cream truck.
Paul and Richie, we stranglers.
Oh, yep. We got us a white van, but it's got a fucking clown on it.
They
So
fi-
who it's
everybody they find has popsicle sticks shoved down their throat.
oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and those girls don't know what the fuck ice cream is, do they? Those are popsicles. That's not ice cream.
That's
Minor
their
nitpick as usual.
that's Paul and Richie's trigger though.
Yeah.
They let them decide what their fate's going to be. Yeah, go get some ice cream. When they come back with popsicles, it triggers
I
them.
I love Paul. He's like, "Well, you ain't getting any." They're like, "We don't want none of your bullshit ice cream." It's like, "You fine, you ain't getting any."
Hey, take your ice cream and get lost.
Oh, yeah?
Quiet down. Shut the speaker off. Eat it, you jerk.
So you don't want any ice cream? Well, you're not getting any.
You were getting it before you showed up.
And then the girls in the back are revealed.
Yes.
The you know, just at a side glance, those girls would make good couches. Good lampshades.
Right.
or whatever you want to make out of them.
No, it's the whole Buffalo Bill theory. Like, what are
Yeah.
you, size what? Yeah.
You wanna help me get this ice cream cooler into the back of the truck? What a great fucking pickup line that is. Does this smell like chloroform to you?
Yeah.
Like, what? What do you mean? Oh. I mean, the Terenzi brothers definitely don't have any kind of game, so to speak.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they did something like that.
Oh shit. So the full come around, we see the meteor, which is insane
well,
that all these movies we've been watching have had a fucking meteor in it.
Meteor shit.
Meteor shit.
Yep. Fucking meteors. You know, I never even thought of that. I wonder how many 80s movies meteors caused some shit. I thought it was going to be all satanic
lot.
panic. I thought it was going to be all satanic panic and shit
Yeah.
like that, but turns out it's the fucking aliens
Yep.
and meteors and I don't
Yep.
know. I mean technically yes, it has not been meteors. It's been aliens. That I guess, does that count as a meteor? No. If it's crashing and it's on fire, nah. Anyway, whatever. So the meteor, quote unquote, I'll just call it that because that's what they think it is. Cock blocks the shit out of Mike, which
Yep.
you know, I'm just gonna say,
It happened again.
well, it happened again. We've come full circle, but as we'll find out as the story unravels, we'll find out that Mike's not number one anyway.
Right.
There's a far superior gentleman in the mix.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's get on to Farmer Gene. Farmer Gene Green.
Well, I'll be greased and fried. What in blue blazes is the circus doing up in these parts?
Farmer Gene Green. Do you
And
think,
Pooh Bear.
listen to this, do you think that Farmer Gene is a cousin or, some kind of relative to Jordy Verrill, and like their family's fate is to constantly run into some kind of fucking meteor in their life? Like, do you think in the universe of this?
It doesn't matter because now he is. You see, Kevin just wrote his own fan fiction. Man, we're both gonna be fantastic writers someday. You know, maybe they should
Patent pending.
Maybe they should hire us for Return of the Killer Clowns from Outer
Yeah.
Space. And TV.
We'll take this shit. We'll take this shit far.
I would do like I would have Farmer Gene Green and the Killer Clowns, but it would be basically Hobo with a shotgun.
Yeah.
but with the Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yeah. See, the thing is, we would fucking run out of time too, just like they did on Hobo with the Shotgun, because we'd be like, let's put all this shit in here.
Farmer Green would just be fucking blasting big headed aliens.
He's yeah.
I'll tell you what though, Farmer Green, Royal
Is
Dano.
it Gene or Green? Gene? Farmer Gene?
Farmer Gene Green.
Yeah. Farmer Gene Verrill?
Yeah, Farmer Gene Verrill.
Okay. That's what I thought.
He's played by, I guess I don't know how to pronounce this, Royal Dano, whatever.
It's Royale.
Royale with cheese. But he's out of this whole movie, I love every second of this movie, but he might be my favorite character.
Yeah.
He is a cartoon character inside this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And the love he has for Pooh Bear, man.
Oh my God, yeah.
It's almost like that scene in I Am Legend when the dog dies.
Yeah.
Man,
I was gonna ask you about this. Like, did this movie, since there's like since Pooh Bear, is like dead or turned into
man.
cotton candy, did this turn you off to this movie at any point?
No, I know
It didn't hit your threshold.
what Kevin is referring to. He thinks I'm a his wife thinks I'm a psychopath because I think Serbian film would be is fine as long as there's no animal violence in it. Sue me. I rewatched it recently and I didn't think it was that bad.
You should tell everybody about the time you dressed up as a cannibal and was protesting cannibal holocaust when they were showing it in the theater, and you went in there and started thrashing shit and like pushing shit down.
Well, I have that's the thing, man. That's what I love about Gene, man. He loves his dog.
Yeah, he
Pooh
does,
Bear.
man.
It's so and yes, he's overacting and he's acting like a cartoon character.
I would be acting that exact same way if either one of my
Yeah.
dogs went into this fucking circus tent.
I'm gonna bring this thing down to the ground. He's like what's his name in Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Yeah, he's Dennis
2?
Hopper.
What's
I'm gonna tear it down.
Lefty.
Yeah, Lefty.
I'm down to the ground. That's basically the mode that Gene shifted to.
Yeah, man. I mean, you got to.
That dog, he didn't even know what happened to the dog. He just assumed that they fucking killed the dog, which they did. But
well, I'll tell you what. I don't give a fuck if like a circus tent popped up out of nowhere and my dogs disappeared in there. I would assume they were dead.
Oh yeah,
and I would freak out the same way, like.
Yep, I'd go full Lefty too. As soon as Pooh Bear disappeared, I'll take it all down, down to the ground.
Where's my dog? Where's my Pooh Bear? I'll tear this thing apart with my bare hands.
Fuck yes.
Poor Pooh Bear. R.I.P. Pooh Bear.
Yeah, R.I.P. Pooh Bear and Gene Green,
And Gene Green, yeah.
Here's the fortunate thing for Gene. He didn't have to grieve for too long.
No, he didn't.
Nope. He got electrocuted for some reason, but
that put him down, but I mean, they blasted him. Yeah, he got tased. He was like, "Don't tase me, bro.
Don't tase me, bro."
Stupid. It's fucking stupid.
Oh yeah, that's real relevant.
Fucking dumb. Oh, so he gets knocked down, man, and I think that may be the end of the Verrill family, like the last bit of it, unless they pop up again.
I wonder if getting cocooned into cotton candy. Okay, here. I'm not even going to wonder this. This is for our story, Kevin.
Okay.
I think that when we write the sequel, Return of the Killer Clowns from Outer Space in 3D.
It's got to be 3D too.
Yeah, definitely. When when we write that, it is that's going to be canon.
Absolutely.
We'll do whatever the fuck we want.
That's right. Listen.
It's gonna be
listen
closely. This is how the fucking story's gonna go.
Roll sound.
Roll sound. Meteor shit. It's gonna just be vengeance.
Yeah,
it's gonna be like our sequel. I hate using it as an example, but it's basically gonna be John Wick with killer clowns, because as soon as they kill Pooh Bear, fucking we're gonna have
it'll be like the retelling, like what really happened.
Well, sadly Royal Dano has passed, but we'll get somebody to, I'm sure there's somebody out. We'll CGI it. Fuck it. We're going to use CGI. I know, shoot us. But we have to. The guy's gone and there's no replacement for him. I guess we could get, what's that? Who's that professional?
Ted Danson.
Who's that professional hobo that's in every movie? Bud or Buck Flowers or?
I say Ted Danson. We get him in on it, and
Ted Danson. You know, you had this is your fault. You brought this up. You know he was on Cheers and Frasier, right?
yeah,
This is your fault because
you're
on
fucking Frasier shit.
on Frasier, the episode he's on in that Roz is like, it's like she's promiscuous and so is he, and they finally meet. It's basically the same character from the two different shows, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to go in on that any further. But that's your fault. You brought up Ted Danson. And I will go on record as saying that fuck Ted Danson. You know why? Because he was in Creep Show and he refuses to talk about it because he's embarrassed of it. Fuck that guy, dickhead.
Maybe
You
he
will
just
never,
he just didn't hold his breath for that long. I mean, he couldn't do it.
you will never see an interview with him where he's talking positively about Creep Show. And to me, arguably, that's the best thing that Hack has ever done. End of rant. Am I wrong? I mean, come on.
I mean, I don't know. I think he was good in Creep Show.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the only good thing he's ever done. Except they got him on Frasier for an episode, but I don't like that one because of him. Because of Creep Show.
Yeah. I think, well, apparently he was one of the founding members of Ivan and the Terribles. And that's where, they kind of booted him out, and brought in.
They booted him out because he has caveman forehead.
Yeah.
They were like, we've already got a caveman forehead guy.
Yeah.
We don't need another one.
Oh, I will say that Ted Danson, I will stick up for him a lot in this case because he was amazing in the new Fargo series. So I'm going to leave that there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Whatever. I think the Fargo series was great in spite of him.
No.
He just happened to cameo in a good show. Surround yourself with great artists, and you too will look like a great artist.
Oh, shit.
That's trademark Alan Adams 2024. I just coined that phrase.
Oh my god. All right, so we
Jesus
got
Christ.
we're
hung up.
I know.
Go ahead, sorry.
We're avenging Pooh Bear's death. Get taken in by the clowns, turn into probably cotton candy.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely turned into cotton candy.
Yeah.
Or at least enshrouded in cotton candy. They don't really turn them into cotton candy.
Well, yeah, they're enshrouded, but I think it slowly milks them down, much like what a spider does, where it just kind of like drinks off of it. And my question is, if you get out of this cocoon after they've drank on you a little bit, will you be thinner?
Why are you wanting to get cocooned?
Yeah,
you want to get cocooned and hope that thing will. You're like, I sure hope this thing milks my prostate.
Maybe that's what they're doing.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I gotta. Yeah. Anyway,
tarnation. What in tarnation?
What in tarnation? Pooh Bear. I'm bringing it all down to the ground.
I'll tear it apart with my bare hands.
I'll tear it apart with my bare hands. I fucking love him, man.
Yeah, he's great.
Human cartoon. Speaking of loving a man, we're about to be introduced to walking sex. the man, Dave. Poor Mike. Poor Mike.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
they go right into the police station, and Mooney's walking in with me and you back in the day.
you know what I thought those two guys looked like?
What?
It looks like Kyle Reese and uh Bill Paxton from the original Terminator.
Yeah, it does.
And it's so funny because they look like punk guys, but they're like, the sky was beautiful. We were drinking wine and walking,
know.
you know. I was like, what the fuck? That's so far out of character. But
That's like me. That was like me and you when we were at Mirror Lake scaring all the LARPers.
and
It was a beautiful night.
covering ourselves in goose shit.
Yeah.
Let's jump in this water that the geese have been swimming in all day. That's a brilliant idea. Can you get
shit.
pink eye from goose shit? Because we
I think I got pink eye from insomnia once.
I wouldn't doubt it. It was pretty yeah, you had to. It was like using the restroom at Insomnia's was not. I'm thinking Outlands.
Oh, it was
Outlands
Outland.
it was like playing Operation. Like you didn't want
Yeah.
to touch the walls.
Yeah, I was always afraid that like wherever I would pee, like whatever was in Outland's bathroom would crawl up my piss stream. So I tried to get in and get out as quick as possible.
Yeah, this is going to be a long one here.
Yeah.
But Dave, okay, so
Okay, yeah, so let's get back into this.
I have a little history with Dave because I saw him originally when I was a little kid in a movie called Hunk, right?
Oh my god, no, I haven't even heard of that.
Well, okay, so it's a movie about a nerdy guy that I looked it up, but there's not a whole lot of information on it, but I'll go by what I remember. And it's like this nerdy guy that makes some kind of deal, I don't know if it's with the devil or what, to be handsome, right?
Mhm.
And he turns into Dave
Oh my
the
God.
next day. And if I remember, there is a scene in that movie where when he wakes up the next morning, he's like in mid transformation and
Mhm.
he's wearing like speedos and the crotch like grows. I was a little kid watching this. I was like, holy fucking shit. But Dave is wearing a policeman's uniform in this whole movie, and he is jacked in real life. So poor Mike. Poor Mike. Because Mike is no bad looking guy on his own. But Dave does this thing where he says this thing to Mooney where he ends the sentence where he goes, "I don't care," you know, and he does that like film noir thing kind of where he opens his mouth too wide, like it's definitely an acting thing, but it's funny.
Yeah.
He goes, I don't care." You watch the movie, you'll see what I'm talking about, and you won't be able to unsee it. You'll be like, he does do that fucking.
Unless you want to rewrite the laws, Mr. Police Academy.
Oh, look, you got this problem with my training. I don't care.
Right?
Yeah.
But Mooney better watch out because I'm insecure about myself, and whenever I see I saw old Mike or Dave on screen, I was like, this son of a bitch has never had a hard moment in his life. He's he's jacked, he's beautiful, he's probably rich, and I was like, I bet I'm taller than him. And you know what? I looked it up, and I am, but only by like 1 inch. The fucking guy is 6'1". I was like, you fucking got everything. He's probably got a giant fucking dick on him too. See, I just said it
Again.
I said I was going to try not to say that word. But man, but I'm gonna. But you got to stop me here. I'm sounding pretty.
You're all yeah. You're
I'm fawning over this
a hunk.
man,
You're
old
fawning over a hunk.
John Allen Nelson. All
right.
I'd join that. I'd join that 3-way, and we'd forget about Suzanne Snyder.
Man, this movie's a
I'm
whole
co-
overload for you.
I'm completely joking about that. No fucking way.
Oh my god. You
No,
just don't
I
even
wouldn't
care.
Yeah, I'm completely joking. Suzanne wouldn't even be invited.
Oh shit. Well, speaking of
Ooh.
Suzanne, her Debbie and Mike go back to investigating the meteor.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. You're welcome. So
Ooh,
they're walking around the
I need to
woods.
turn the fan on. Whew.
You better. Better get that one turned on under your desk too.
Yep. Woo! I'm hot, but you know what? I don't care.
I don't care. Oh shit.
Okay, moving on. Sorry.
So yeah. So Debbie and Mike, they're closing out on this meteor, and they're walking through the woods, and they come up on the circus tent, just like our boy Gene did, R.I.P. and Pooh Bear, R.I.P. And
So
they,
let me.
of course, you're gonna go inside.
Well, let me stop you for a second because I'm gonna be. This is gonna be the polar opposite of what I was just talking about. Because this is going to sound nerdy. So did you notice? Well, did you notice the outside of the tent is kind of small? I mean, I don't even think you could stand up around the edges. And we see it even at the end of the movie. We see it the entire ship.
Well, right, yeah.
But when they're inside of it, it's gigantic.
Yeah,
right.
That's the best part.
Well, it's like in Doctor Who, the TARDIS, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like
Here we go.
The TARDIS effect. No,
yes.
I'm only going to mention. I only mention it because I did find that there is a name for that. It's called dimensional transcendence.
Yes.
I thought that was good to at least have something to because once we get into talking about the inside of it, it has to come up of how ridiculously enormous the inside is compared to how it looks on the outside.
It reminds me of is that Loaded Weapon? Is that what it was? Where they go into his trailer on the beach, and it looks like it's some kind of giant fucking like mansion.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like well, they do that
transdimensional ascendance? Is that what you called it? Transdimensional ascendance?
It's dimensional transcendence.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And yeah, I mean, it happens in a lot of movies. There was one recently, a horror movie I watched. I forget what it was, but the house looked about the size of mine, and somebody, I think, I'm not going to try to think of the name, but someone falls from the attic to the basement, and the fucking house on the inside is gigantic, and on the outside, it looks about the size of my house. So same thing. They're just not concerned. They don't think that jerk offs like me and you are going to watch this and be
Look for
that's bigger.
That's transdimensional ascendance.
That's dimensional transcendence. You were really close, but I think you might be dyslexic. Well, you just call it the TARDIS effect. Okay.
Yeah.
From now on, it's the TARDIS effect. We're not going to say dimensional transcendence.
I don't know if we could say TARDIS.
Oh my god! I didn't even think of that, and you put it in my head.
Forever.
You evil man.
It's
Anyway, I'm sorry I sidetracked you there. I just wanted to mention that I didn't know if you noticed that or not about how huge it is compared to how it looks like on the outside.
yeah. I do want to make a mention here though, like the whole. My God, like I love all the colors they used in this movie because of how contrasting it all is and how gnarly, and it's amazing. Like I would have loved to work on the set of this, just even just painting stuff because of how much of an atmosphere it builds because of how goofy it is. It's asinine, everything's just crazy. And everybody was probably just kind of let go, like do this, and it was awesome.
Yeah, I give old Suzanne Snyder's ass a 9. Sorry, you said asinine.
I know.
Thought of the comedian, whatever, the hillbilly guy. Anyway, yeah. So this is when I'm like, Mike is completely making an ass out of himself this whole time. I'm like,
Yeah.
and pay attention to it when you're watching the movie too, because when he jumps up on the hood and he's like, I'm Chief whatever, the many moons, and the whole time going into the he's like stage acting basically is what it seems like. It doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't think he has a lot of.
I think
film
he's super happy to
experience.
be inside there. I mean, I don't know. I'd be super stoked to be
Yeah.
walking through this thing.
Yeah, but he's.
It smells like
I don't-
candy.
Yeah. Well,
You're
I'm
like,
I'm thinking about what I'm thinking about is who he's about to meet, and I'm like, you better straighten up, buddy. because you guys are about to meet Dave together. You better start acting right. Quit making a fool out of yourself. Right?
oh,
Like
you're
I
so about Dave's majesty.
I'm gonna get a poster of him for my wall.
You probably will. One of them shirtless ones.
Yeah, but he's like, I don't know, he's like stage acting almost, where he's real animate and he's he- his little I don't know. But he's also, to call back to Night of the Creeps, he's also pushing the fucking buttons. Or little look like rubber balls, but still they're buttons.
The whoop whoop buttons.
And
They go whoop,
yeah.
whoop, whoop.
And isn't it funny? Isn't it funny that in this whole scene, like, she's basically like, you are a fucking idiot.
I
This
know.
is not a cotton candy factory, you dumbass.
But it smells like it though. I mean, they sell it.
Well, and there's the part where
And it is kind of. I mean,
well, look at his face when she says, "Have you ever seen anything like this?" And he goes, "Nope."
yeah.
Like he might be brain dead. He's an idiot. He doesn't come off as one right away, but pay attention to him during this. Like, she is the voice of reason in this entire scene.
Well, they usually are. Yeah. I mean, let's get out of here. Don't go down there. Like it's totally like that.
She's like, "This ain't no cotton candy factory, you dumb shit. I can't believe I fuck you."
This must be where they hang it up to dry before they ship the stuff out.
No, it's not. I've never seen anything like this before. Have you?
No.
Well, that's because nobody has.
Yeah, but
What a cool set though. Man, I love this
yeah.
fucking this shit's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it holds up too,
It does. It's wicked.
because it's like it's not so overdone, like you know how in video games, like if you do like a cell shaded video game, it looks like a cartoon, but it basically lasts forever because the graphics never really look outdated. That's kind of what they did here. Everything kind of looks like a almost like it's cell shaded or cartoony,
Mm-hmm.
to where it's not trying so hard that it's just obviously fake.
Yep, that's what I love about it.
Yeah, and I would really love to know, and I know you can't think about it, but I would really love to know, like, if they did a sequel, they should do a prequel, like tie together how there are clowns in space and on Earth, like what the correlation is, what happened along the way that caused this, you know. You know what I mean?
I
Like
think they're just coming down. I think it's the whole mentality of they just, like on Mars Attacks, they literally just came down to like annihilate.
Well, right, but in Mars Attacks, no, what I'm saying is like the theme, like them being clowns and the cotton
Right.
candy and the balloon animals and everything. I would like to see like a prequel where they're explaining all that, like they encounter clowns, or if people encountered them and started, the whole clown thing came from the aliens, chicken and the egg thing.
Yeah.
What came first? Anyway, I'm not
A
good at
prequel
this,
would be
but
sweet. A prequel would be sweet just to see like their planet and everything too. But I
I'll
like to see
shut
their
up.
I like to see their interactions with the humans more so because they obviously are just harvesting humans. So that's their whole point, you know.
Yeah. Well, I'll shut up. I'll talk about dicks again because
Okay.
I'm not good at trying to rationalize
All right, want to talk
anything.
about Dave some more?
Yeah, I'll talk about Dave. But when
so we get
do they? So that's not obviously it's not real popcorn, right? That they're shooting at them.
yeah,
It's like,
the one clown we get introduced and he shoots that popcorn gun and it all sticks to him and everything, and then the other one comes out and makes a balloon animal dog to go sniff him down.
man,
Fucking
the balloon
awesome.
animal.
I know.
Yeah.
How awesome. And when he runs over it with the car, it makes the sound of a dog getting like crying. It goes,
Yeah, they was about to cross a line, motherfuckers.
I know, that's two. That's two
Don't
animals
kill-
dead in this movie.
Yeah, at least we didn't have to witness Pooh Bear's death. He just
No.
got caught in a net. We have to witness the poor balloon animal dog's death. But how clever is that? I mean,
Yeah,
really.
it was awesome. It was very
I'll joke about it. I could joke about it all day, but that is clever. It is.
the whole thing's
might seem-
hilarious, man.
Yeah. And the popcorn and just the way they tie everything in.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous, but it just the cohesiveness is like amazing because of just all the chaos they put into one bowl. Everything just sunk up.
Do you think that on the planet they're from that it's illegal to have sex with those balloons?
I guess it would just probably depend on what kind of balloons they were making. If they were making dog balloons, I don't know what their bestiality laws there on their planet, but that's a good possibility.
Well,
do they hire humans to entertain them?
Well, I'm just wondering if because the balloons are sentient, right?
Yeah, once you create it. So do you have to create like a clown balloon to make it acceptable? Or, what if it's like, what if you make a dragonfly? What if you make a hat like they make, like, is that weird?
Yeah, I wonder what the laws are on the clown planet about what you can turn in a balloon into.
To have sex with it.
I want You've been having sex with that balloon? Did you notice like when he hits him with the car and stuff, is that a nod to Halloween? When
he comes up? Yeah, I was wondering the same thing because it happens in Evil Dead, I believe, too. Remember when he comes up? Yeah, I don't know.
The way he just sits up.
And when the clown comes into the scene, he kind of looks at the camera a little bit too, and then looks over at him, and that's when he comes up. So maybe it was a nod to that.
Yeah, the one in the background is the one I'm talking about. It looks like a little nod to Halloween. I don't know.
But it's like he's like looking at the camera, and then the other one comes up like, "Hey, check this out."
Comedy.
Debbie and Mike flee to the police station.
Yes. The clowns
And
follow them into town.
yeah, they fucking lured them into town. This is all their fault
Mm-hmm.
because, I mean, I suppose the clowns would have got there
Well,
eventually, but they,
Mike had to go in there and dick around.
yeah. Mike was like, so this guy that you want me to watch you have sex with, where is he? I mean, let's be real. The way Dave and Debbie act together, if I were Mike, I'd just opt out of that relationship. I'd be like, you know what? I don't think this is for me. Because you two, we just got almost killed by alien clowns, and we're both going to your ex-boyfriend to save us both.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I'm out.
Is it too much baggage?
No, it's just I have a feeling that she'll start calling me Dave. Or I might start calling her Dave.
Yeah.
I
Probably
don't
that
know.
one. Yeah. Oh my God. So yeah, they're going into there. Clearly, he doesn't believe him, and Mooney's mocking the shit out of him because that's just what he does.
I was just over there. There's nothing going on.
Excuse me, please, but we're talking to Dave.
Yeah, just hold on a second, Mooney. They say some people are dead. Let's hear them out.
Right, Dave? Okay. Clowns, cotton candy, flying popcorn. Go ahead. Let them make fools out of the police department. I told you I was just over there. Who are you going to believe, me or this little tramp?
Now, come on, Mooney. I'm handling this, all right?
But we also get to see one of the clowns coming in towards the pharmacy as well, and we're going to get ready to see this chaos unravel in the town slowly but surely.
You know, oh yeah, Mooney's a fucking dickhead, isn't he? And in a good way, in the best way. He's like the perfect asshole.
Yeah, he plays it really well. He's always played a
Yeah.
good asshole in like every movie that he's been in.
And I thought I was watching an episode of Dateline for a minute with the puppet show. I was like, what is this fucking guy?
Dude, that guy
In the park by himself?
Dude,
And
oh my God. I have always thought that about this scene because he just comes in out of nowhere.
He just, what the fuck? This guy,
I don't know what's happening with him.
look at his eyes. He's just, and he's watching a puppet show. Look, I'm a grown man too, allegedly. And when I watch puppet shows, if I were in a park and there was a puppet show going on with no audience, I wouldn't walk up and start laughing out loud at it. That seems,
In the middle of the night as well.
yeah, there's mental illness involved here. But I was waiting for, yeah, he's up to no good, this fellow.
Yeah, it's very strange. It's very strange.
Yeah, and you know,
I've always thought that. I have always thought every single time I've watched this and that scene, I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? Like,
he's you know, he's looking for some well, I can't say what it is.
maybe he's looking for Dave.
Yeah. Yeah, could be. And are there, and that scene with the clown coming up out of the puppet thingy,
Mhm.
whatever it is, that was always awesome when I was a kid, seeing that.
Yeah.
Because he's obviously on something that's lifting him, because you can see like the motion when it stops, when it reaches its peak, but it still looks awesome.
It does.
There's no way he was able to hide behind that, right? They obviously had a hole in the
Well, he's a
floor.
clown. I mean, you know, we'll see the clown car later on too. It's awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
The drugstore scene also always reminded me of like The Stand, you know, or It. You know, the scene where they have Stephen King. I think Stephen King plays a drugstore attendant. I don't know. I'm getting things confused here. I can't stop thinking about Dave. But the whole drugstore thing where the guy working the counter is like, you know, it's like they keep coming back to that.
I know.
And it's like,
I love that too.
okay, when is this scene going to resolve? And then 10 minutes later, it comes back to it, and he's just still going,
Yeah. It's awesome. And they're just thrashing everything, doing all the investigating everything.
Excuse me. Oh my. May I help you?
Yeah.
So funny, dude.
And poor little Mike has to sit in the back seat while Dave drives him out to investigate the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh man, how emasculating. You poor fella. You know, if I were in this situation and the police officer were Dave or were Mike, that's how Mike probably feels with Dave right now. I'd be like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
This is your ex. But anyway, quick pizza delivery scene because
Oh, this is like an almost montage. They keep intermixing with all this stuff, and I love the pizza delivery scene because of the one that comes out of the stack of boxes.
Oh yeah,
so awesome.
It's the closest this movie gets to nudity too.
Yeah.
So Joe Bob Briggs would take half a star away for this. No breasts, no breasts.
Oh,
right. He does. He does.
He does.
I'm not the only pervert. Yeah, you know the fucking makeup.
You took half a star away because Dave didn't show all his goods either.
Well, that's a false equivalency. But yeah, fucking the clown makeup is amazing in this.
It is.
Whoever, I mean, it would stand up. I mean, yeah, today people would give it a little bit of shit, but I think they'd still enjoy it. If you made this movie with these effects today, I still think people would like it.
I think that statement in and of itself, I think that it would blow the fuck up because anytime now when they're doing like practical effects, they make sure they showcase that, you know, for like when they're talking about it and everything. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I'm biased because I love this movie, but to this day, watching it, I don't, you know, it's amazing. It all is perfect.
I can't imagine someone seeing this and just thinking that it doesn't hold up, though. I mean,
oh no,
they
didn't make the clowns talk. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't do anything that, which is great. They just make little noises and little things that are basically talking, but they didn't have to make their mouths move a bunch. You know.
You know, there is a scene in here where one of the aliens talks. Well, actually, 2 times.
Well, they do. They kind of talk, but it's not like, you know. It's not all like animated, like by mouth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they're not like
they're not like, hey, did you see that fella, Dave?
Yeah,
oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see the ass on Dave?
But they do talk. Anyway, speaking of Dave, they get poor Mike has to go show Dave where the ship was, and they come upon a giant hole in the ground. And for some reason, Dave still doesn't believe him. I'm like, I would at least investigate. You're right, because there's a giant fucking hole here now that wasn't here yesterday.
Yeah, there's a giant crater like right there in the ground.
Yeah, does he think Mike just dug that as a prank? He's like, I'm going to prank you.
Yeah,
I know. It's fucking, that would take months for one man. That would take years for one man to dig.
Like he's been really planting seeds for like a long ass time, you know, for
Yeah.
this one moment.
He's methodical. He's like, I'm gonna dig this hole for 5 years, and then I'm gonna prank the police officer. I'm gonna
Come on.
prank my girlfriend's ex-boyfriend. Tell her
They're dating right now. I'm going to date her, and then I'm going to pull the bigger joke and show him this
I'm gonna.
crater.
It's the real long con that really doesn't con or do anything. Yeah, it's just funny that he doesn't believe him at all. He's just like, nope, bullshit. right. He handcuffs him.
Yeah,
And
he's had
then,
enough of his shit.
yeah, he's like, bullshit. I call bullshit on this. You fucking dickhead. He was just looking for a reason to arrest him, to be honest. I don't think that the spaceship could have been there and Dave still would have been like, nope, that's a tent, dickhead, arrested. Right?
Yeah.
But the next scene is the biker scene, and this is the scene where one of the little alien actually talks. He says words.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. He kind of does, but it's not like the audio's not like there enough to make out like he's actually enunciating anything. He's just kind of saying it under his breath. And that's like how they kind of talk in this. But I like that because it limits, they don't have to be moving their mouths and shit, you know, as much as what they need to when they get the close-ups of them and stuff like that, you know, so you don't lose any detail, you know.
But when he has the little boxing gloves on, he says, put up your dukes, put up your dukes.
Yeah, he does, but he doesn't enunciate it, you know. It's kind of like, you know, and that weird effect and everything. So I don't know. I think it was clever. It was a simple way to get the point across.
Should have let the man ride his bike.
I'm sorry. I seem to have broken your bike.
Where'd it go?
What are you gonna do? Knock my block off?
I like this scene because I think the alien was completely justified.
Oh, absolutely.
I was rooting for him during this scene, and because they smashed his fucking bike.
Mm-hmm.
That's so fucked up. That's punishable by death.
Yeah.
I mean, really, what are you doing to him? He punches his head off, and everyone's like,
dude,
"Oh."
it's fucking awesome. What's that dude say? He was like, God damn, or something.
Shouldn't it? Yeah.
What the fuck does he say?
I don't remember.
Oh my god, dude, it's so funny. What's the graffiti on the graffiti on the wall is really funny too. No butt, no putt, grass or ass.
Yeah, I love that scene because it's one of the scenes in the movie where I'm like, yes, he deserved that.
Yeah, he did. Absolutely. Because he's going right up and fucking with him anyway. And like all he did was like walk up on him. He doesn't know he's going to turn him into cotton candy or anything, but you know.
Right. He didn't do anything wrong at that point. And he might have never.
Yeah.
We don't know. He might have been a defector.
Yeah, he may have been, or you know, maybe they would have brought him in and made him what do they call him, a probate?
Speaking of defecting, this next motherfucker is he is the crazy serial killer of the bunch. I think the clowns came from wherever they came from, and there was a psychopath on board. Because this son of a bitch here, the clown that tries to lure the little girl out of the Big Top Burger.
Mm-hmm.
Holy fuck, man. That is some serial killer shit. right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is the creepiest scene in the movie. This motherfucker, if I and I think that this is because okay, I said serial killer for a reason because this is not the only scene that he does something like this. And and I'm pretty sure he's the same one that puppeteers Mooney, right?
Yeah, he is.
He's a fucking psycho. Everybody else is turning him into cotton candy. You know, they're there for the group effort. This fucking guy is killing for pleasure.
Yeah, it's a pure pleasure thing for sure.
What was he gonna do to that little girl?
Probably
Psycho,
he had a mallet, so I mean, he's clearly going to smash
right?
her.
Everybody else turns him into cotton candy. He was gonna smash her with a hammer.
Well, I mean, there's always one in the bunch. I mean, you can't be in a troop of sadistic people and expect everybody to like, you know,
When you watch
mesh the
this
same
movie,
way.
when you watch the movie and he shows up out and he's sitting on that little donkey or whatever it is, pause that scene and put that poster on turn it into a poster and put it on your wall and see how well you sleep at night with that thing staring at you. It is fucking terrifying.
He's got that one like long tooth too. It looks all weird.
Yeah. This is the real villain of the movie right here.
Yeah, he's the one that just takes it too far, you know, because the rest are on like a sort of mission, and he's the one that's wearing all the ears on a necklace.
Yeah, everybody else is like trying to just gather up food for the mission. And
Yeah.
he's like, nope, I'm gonna go kill some motherfuckers. I got my hammer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he is the same one, right? That gets locked up in the.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, I'll have to. I never verified that, but I thought it was.
He's the first one. Well, we'll get to it, but you know, spoiler: he's the first clown to die. So
I can't make sense of his motives because to me he seems like a fucking lunatic.
yeah,
And I love him. I need to find out his name because wow.
probably Killer
needs his
Clown
own-
4.
He needs his own movie. Like a prequel. That's what the fucking prequel should be. This guy, it should follow his story and how he came to get on the ship. You know, the mission to find food.
The origin story.
Yeah. It should be all about him like developing, you know, he probably got some frontal lobe damage somewhere along his life. He probably
Very
tortured animals as a kid, probably pissed a bed till he was about
probably
20.
tortured. He probably tortured a bunch of inflatable dogs.
Yep, all the hallmarks. He was sticking inflatable gerbils in his butt.
he was making inflatable birds just to kill them, just to pop them.
Yeah, there were a bunch of fucking pop balloons buried under his grandma's porch.
He had a bunch of the shriveled balloons like on stakes, like out through behind his grandma's house or his house.
I bet he was like a member of the community church and like a real, you know.
Are you trying to say he's BTK?
Well, yeah, he could be him or the obvious one would be John Gacy.
Yeah, well, yeah, John Gacy, yeah,
because he's got that sexy figure too, like John Gacy did.
Yeah, you're right.
He's kind of built the same.
Like I said, there's one in every bunch.
Yeah. Anyway, I just thought this guy is the most interesting thing about. I would love to see it.
It is weird. They went down a different road with this one clown when the rest are kind of doing the same thing. So that is pretty interesting that you got this rogue one that's just doing fucked up shit.
Yeah. He just looks fucking, his eyes are crooked and he's
got that fang tooth.
Yep. He's crazy. Anyway, I'm interested to see the scene. I want to I need to watch that again, the scene in the jail, because like I said, I never verified if it was the same one, but it just kind of looked like him to me.
Mm-hmm.
But man, he's crazy. Crazy. He's cray cray.
So your
And-
boy Dave and Mike discover the makeout point scene, and Dave like finds all that cotton candy everywhere and goes up to Mike, and he's like, "What is this?" And he's like, "That's what I'm telling you about." So he finally uncuffs him.
He's like, turn around, I found cotton candy in that car.
Yeah. Turn around. Yeah.
Mike was like, ooh.
Yeah. Woo. Woo. Get the fans out. So
Oh, Jesus.
he believes him now. He's like, what the fuck's going on? And, we go back to Mr. Mooney being all grumpy, looking at his guns and ammo magazines, looking at the centerfolds, getting all these phone calls about clowns.
Oh, yeah, he thinks everybody's fucking with him.
Yeah.
What a thing to do to somebody that just hates everybody. Fucking start prank calling him. You can't do that shit anymore, but this is what it was really like. You prank call somebody and they just lose their shit. You motherfuckers! I'll kill you. You know how many death threats were said over the phone when we were kids?
Yeah, that's the only way you could do it.
Man, it's like if you made it to 15 without threatening murder to somebody, you were doing pretty good. Like joking, obviously. Every kid in the 80s and 90s has called somebody and said, "I'm gonna fucking kill you." There's a reason they had that idea for Scream, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
It
because
wasn't-
we all did that.
They didn't just grab that out of thin air.
I could smell your cunt.
Right. Yeah, Mooney's like, "Well, I don't have a cunt, so
What the hell is what the hell is a cunt, you punk?
Anyway.
So we come in on the incredible fucking invisible car scene, which I think is pretty fucking awesome as well. I'm going to keep saying that because this movie just keeps coming out with more and more cool stuff.
My biggest fear is irrational. It's sharks, right? But seeing this fucking clown, if I were driving that car, the scene where he looks over and the clown is just staring in his window laughing at him with those jagged teeth. That is terrifying.
It's awesome.
Terrifying. Right. It's awesome, but because it's terrifying. Then he runs him off the road with his invisible car.
He ain't even messing around. Yeah.
Man.
Incredible. I don't even care. Like, I don't care if they cut and pasted like the long shots of it or not, It was just, it's awesome. Invisible car.
Yeah, it looks like he's riding a big wheel or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Which would have been cool too.
So this movie is almost perfect. And I don't mean to sound, well, maybe I do. The only thing I wish they would have changed, right, is we have a shower scene in this movie with no nudity. What the hell? Why even have a shower scene?
But the popcorn's moving that she just shook off that they sprayed on her way long ago, which I think is awesome because you're like, oh, they shoved this popcorn on them, and it was only so that they can like track them, And now it turns out that this popcorn has an agenda of its own, and I think that that's pretty sweet.
Well, isn't there a part of you that's like, hey, shake that shit out of your clothes. You're gonna just put clothes with popcorn all over it in your hamper.
I
and there's
mean,
popcorn all over
I
the
can't say
floor.
that I haven't done that before. I mean, you just sometimes shit gets crazy. It's popcorn, man. I mean, you never left the theater with some popcorn kernels in your pocket.
You know what though? I might have a little bit of respect for her, a little bit more respect for her for not getting naked, even though I would appreciate it. I understand,
Yeah,
you know, but
that's okay.
but I'm not gonna dock it a star like Joe Bob because the movie's perfect. It doesn't need new. It's like
Dave wouldn't have let you down though.
oh, Dave, and the thigh slapper he's got. Goddamn.
Yeah, he would have made sure that slobber knocker was like in focus before he jumped in and dusted the popcorn off of himself.
How many popcorns do you think that old? Yeah, never mind. I'm not gonna go down that road. You better not go down that road.
So we see like this clown walk up on this dumpster and dump a bunch of popcorn in that as well. And now what's going to happen? What's going to happen?
I don't know. Fucking popcorn turns into boglins or something, or
boglins. Yeah, they do. Kind of actually. They're kind of boglins.
But and this will come up later, but we get the little shadow puppet scene, and he's making some intricate shadow puppets for having those big fucking sausage fingers.
Well, I love the fact that when the bus pulls up, it like does the whole thing where it barely stops at the bus stop and then it drives away and he's just standing there and immediately starts entertaining this whole crew of people in the middle of the night. How awesome is that? Like, and then yes, he starts busting out his shadow puppets and everybody's just like blown away.
Oh,
he lets it go for a while.
I would be too. Oh, you know what?
I mean, I'd sit and watch that.
Did you notice? We got to come up with a name for this guy. Did you notice it was the guy that did the puppet show that sprinkled the popcorn in the dumpster?
It was, yes.
What can his name be? I don't know. I can't.
Well, we don't know that. Well, we got Gacy.
Yeah,
I do like that.
What?
But again, it's like they're still saving the bodies and stuff, right? You know what I'm saying? It's just the one that's rogue that keeps killing everything.
Right. Though, because I don't even think like he sprinkled the little popcorn in the dumpster. And there's got to be something to this because he never comes back to collect the employee that gets pulled into the dumpster, right? He's just murdering people.
Yep.
I don't know. I want his origin story, how he managed to.
I'm telling you, when we do the prequel or the sequel.
Oh yeah, you and I are gonna write that. We'll get on that. I mean, after Purple Wings, how can you right? I mean, how hard can Killer Klowns 2 be to write? After the I mean, I'm going to win some kind of award for Purple Wings. So, we'll get on this. We'll start working on the script. The screenplay.
Yeah, I think you're definitely going to get an award for Purple Wings.
Oh, and fucking Mooney, Dave calls him. He's like, "You don't even care." There's clowns killing people, and you don't care. Oh yeah. Well, but they try to run down the clown that's doing the shadow puppets, and he like
They try to run him down, and he like zips up the fucking wall.
He like flies like Superman.
Yeah,
And the shadow
it's
puppet.
because they ain't down with the clown.
Oh no, he's. Is that what the killer, the psychopath clown is? The Great Malenko.
Yeah, I think I don't know.
He's going around killing little girls with hammers. I mean, it doesn't get much worse than that.
Yeah, I mean,
I think if you made a movie, if you made an entire movie of a clown that all he did was throughout the movie was just kill little girls with giant hammers, people would say, you know what? That's worse than Serbian film.
yeah,
If think about it, if you took if you used that and made a movie and made it an extreme horror movie, that's pretty taboo, man. That might perk some eyeballs up.
ruffle some feathers.
I'm
yeah,
telling you, there might be people in the comments going, I had a friend that knew a friend that had to go to therapy for seeing this movie.
Oh my god,
How many?
it's like the same people that like looked up like if Maximum Overdrive was based around a true story.
Yeah. Well, how many times have you looked at movie trailers for like extreme horror and stuff? I almost guarantee you that under one of the first comments is someone saying, I had to go to therapy over this.
Yeah, but they pay people to do that shit, man. They have that shit everywhere.
That's what I'm.
Half the time, the extreme stuff, like when you see the previews for said movies, you don't see like what the movie is,
Yeah.
you know. And then you got these people that go in there. They what do they call them? Ringers, and they come in there and they're like, "Oh man, I couldn't sleep for like 3 days. Oh,
well,
I had to take like 5 showers. Oh,
yeah,
you know, it's just it's imprinted in my brain, you know,
right.
and
I think
all that fucking bullshit." But
that's probably the writers.
maybe we're just too desensitized. I don't know, but there's been some shit where I was like, man, now we got to really watch this. So like, now I want to see what all the hype is about, and there's no hype.
Right. It's like
there's nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But maybe that's just you know, my brain. Like me and my wife do the same shit. We're like, oh man, we heard some shit about this, and we watch it, and we're like, I don't know. I really don't know why everybody's like hardcore about it, you know, but maybe it's just our brains are like tuned in a different way now. I don't know.
Well, I will say
maybe it's from this movie. Maybe it's because of this movie. I mean, that could be it. Maybe I saw this movie too young and it altered my states of reality.
Killer Clowns?
Now. Yeah.
Killer Clowns numbed you? That's what did it?
Yeah, it was the one.
Yeah.
It was that scene. It was that scene with that guy going in the gazebo. That's what did it.
Well, that's basically Dateline Child Predator. What is that show called? Catch a Predator. Yeah. That was like a To Catch a Predator episode.
To catch a tax evader.
To catch a diddler. I would love to see a spin-off of whoever this fellow is, because you could make it extreme horror. Imagine that. Killer Clowns from Outer Space prequel that is like a art house movie, like a extreme horror, you know, where super graphic.
I think it would look
super graphic,
but it would look awesome.
Right.
But the art direction would be amazing in it. Like all the colors and everything, it would set it off to where it would just be like, I know this is real. I shouldn't be like laughing or being into this part, but it looks so good, you know.
He just fucking smashed that little girl with that giant hammer. But did you see how vibrant the blood was?
Right. Did you see the stripes on the mallet? Did you see?
You'd have to get like that little fat guy from Human Centipede 2 to play him. Just put some makeup on him, because he's short, but this is a prequel. It could be that clown when he's younger.
Like sweaty, like you got to do it like sweaty grease makeup too, so it like looks all just like nasty. Like he can't stop profusely sweating,
And
so even when he applies like his grease paint, like it doesn't matter. It's just nasty and frothy all over his face.
and he's got to be in that dirty underwear the whole time.
But it's striped. It's got like, well, it's
Kevin.
It's printed in stripes. He didn't stripe it himself.
Kevin, those are called skid marks. He's got they used to be whitey tighties, but now they're brownie loosies.
Yeah.
Oh man. Humans.
All right.
Yeah, I gotta find out that guy's name because we're gonna write this movie with him as the actor. We're gonna assume
write
that
him
he'll
into it,
accept the
yeah.
role.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he probably will.
Yeah, because what the hell else is he doing?
We'll do what Canon does and just make a movie poster about it and send it to him so he agrees, and then we'll worry about it.
Look at what movie you're in, dickhead. Surprise.
We'll worry about the particulars later. Just agree.
Yeah. So anyway, Jesus Christ, man, this is gonna be a long one. I keep getting off track. But Dave drops Mike off, and Mike hooks up with the Terenzi brothers because they had to find some way to get them back into the movie. And
yeah, we needed them back in this.
There's clowns going around killing people. We're all in danger.
Well, we haven't sold that much ice cream tonight.
We haven't sold any.
Come on, guys, will you help me? Look, at least take me over to Debbie's house, okay? I think she's in danger.
Does she have any roommates?
Yes, she's got two. She's got two beautiful roommates with big boobs.
Do they like ice cream?
They love it.
What are we waiting for?
Come on!
they take him to go pick up Debbie. And did you notice when he passed, like Dave was just parked at the four-way stop? He's like, hey, wait, there's the Terenzi brothers and Mike. I was like, what the hell is he doing? I didn't understand that.
Yeah, it's awesome, man.
Like, there's
it's
those
awesome.
guys. There's yous guys.
There they are. There's yous guys. DeLuise just popped back in.
Oh, and this is one of the coolest scenes in the whole movie when the clown shows up to the police station with Mooney.
Oh my god, dude, and just fucks with Mooney to the no end.
Oh man,
holy shit!
And it's fucking
amazing.
It's terrifying.
It is. It's like totally. It's so hilarious. So and Mooney's like, who the fuck is this college kid?
Right. It's like
this punk.
Did you like? He really thinks that's a human.
Yeah, absolutely.
Idiot. He gets mad because the little rubber hands come off.
I love that too. His face is so offended. Like he is so offended that he pulled like yet another one over him. No one pulls anything over Mooney. No one does.
Yep. He's
punks.
And this whole scene, he's sweating like a pig.
Punks. Oh,
you
dude,
punks.
Yeah, you punks.
Those are some big ass fingers, right?
Oh yeah, definitely a bass player.
He's like, get in a cell with fucking Kyle Reese and Bill Paxton, and don't you try finger fucking them because those goddamn sausages you got on the end of your head.
Oh yeah, that's right. Me and you are still sitting in that cell this entire time.
Yeah, about to get finger blasted by this fucking giant fingered clown. Oh boy!
I feel like we've had a night. Like that in Insomnia almost. Who is this weird fucker?
Yep, and this I don't know when did Tim Burton come around? When was Frankenweenie? I don't know the timeline.
Oh man, that was. Oh man, I'm getting letters under the door.
Uh-oh.
Man, I think Duke dropped it. It says fucking nerds.
I was wondering.
Oh my
I
God.
was just wondering the timeline because this the thing he blows out, the like noisemaker thing that he blows out that chokes Mooney.
Yeah,
That's Tim Burton all the way.
it is. But I mean, honestly, like, this movie was not influenced by Tim Burton. I can promise you.
I'm
It's
not
just the
saying
stripes.
that. I'm saying I was wondering if Tim Burton was influenced by this movie.
Oh, the reverse. It's possible, but I mean, there's stripes all over this movie, though. I mean, it's like clowns and circus, and that's all there is stripes. So
right, but the glove,
naturally, like
the glove
this
has
tongue blaster.
But the glove has like pointy fingers. Like that's.
Oh yeah,
I don't know. Looks.
It's got to, man.
Burton.
You can't have like a night. It is, but.
And
I think that like it's just to make it look a little bit more diabolical.
And the scene kind of ends with the two with Kevin and I stuck in a cell with this clown. And we're like,
he just took out Mooney.
Yeah, with a fucking toy. And he's like, you're not gonna we're in there like you're not gonna finger fuck us with those giant fingers, are you, sir? We are in prison.
You ain't gonna do this to her, huh?
Those sure are some big ass fingers.
Look at the girth on those sons of bitches.
Oh man, if you came from their planet, what Jesus Christ, could you imagine your proctologist?
I'll just push you towards him and say he's used to Dave. Use him first.
Oh man, those are some big ass fingers. I'm just saying. That's the big show. That's not the warm up.
The big show.
Speaking of Dave, he arrives at the police station to find Mooney getting puppeteered by this fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
And this is one of
a cool fucking scene too.
Right.
And he literally fucking tells him, I'm going to kill you.
Right.
Like, how awesome.
Right. This is technically one of the first times you actually like get to kind of one of the clowns talks, through Mooney, but still
kind of. Well, through Mooney, but yeah, it's more audible than the little clown in the boxing ring. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he's channeling himself through Mooney.
Don't worry, Dave. All we want to do is kill you.
And there's no, like, he never turns him into cotton candy. Like, he did put the Bill Paxton and Kyle Reese in cocoons, but he left them in the cell. He's like, I'm not taking these back to the ship. Fuck those guys.
Yeah.
He's just, he and with Mooney, like, he pulls his hand out of his back and shakes the blood off.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and he's like, I'm coming for you now.
Yeah.
You son of a bitch. Like, I ain't doing shit. I'm coming. I told you straight up I want to kill you, and now I'm coming after you.
Man, I'm just...
Like, slowly.
I'm just saying, if you're watching this movie, pay attention because there's something up with this guy. And I don't know if it was intended by the Chiodo brothers, but he is the one involved in all this shit, all this crazy stuff where he's not for the team. He's out on his own just killing people.
Yeah, he's the one. He's the guy. He's the guy in the war movies that's got the necklace full of ears. You know, the one that just just went nuts.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yep. He's the best one, I think. He is the killer clown, because the rest of them aren't necessarily killer clowns. I mean, I guess they are killing, maybe, but they're cocooning.
Do you think they're preserving clowns?
Well, they're killing for sustenance. They're killing for food.
Right.
This guy, the Malenko, he's killing for fun, sport.
Right. Yeah. You have one. You always have one that does that.
I'm surprised he's not like he should pick Mooney up, like get Mooney laid out on the ground and hold his head up to the camera and take a picture for his Instagram page. Like you do.
Like you do.
Like the youngins do.
So the serial killer clown confronts Dave.
You mean the great Malenko?
Tells him he's going to kill him. The great Malenko. He confronts Dave, and through Mooney, tells him he's going to kill him straight up. Like, that's all that is going to happen. Then he slops him off his hand like it ain't shit and starts walking towards Dave. Dave, in turns, open fire all over his chest, and nothing's happening. And then he hones right into his face and blows his nose off. And what happens? He starts spinning and spinning and spinning, and all this confetti starts shooting everywhere. The same exact way I want to go out.
That's how you want to die? Getting shot in the nose? Yeah. Anyway, if apparently they don't know that that's their weakness for some reason, because
no,
if it was, why wouldn't he have like a steel? Why wouldn't his nose be protected? Because it's this giant red ball on his fucking face. You might hit it on accident,
Like dental dam for like his nose.
Well, he should have some kind of Kevlar, bulletproof something.
A panel?
I don't know. Something to protect it. He needs something.
Maybe they've never had their nose blown off.
That's what I'm thinking. Except one of them later, I can't say who, but somebody gets their nose poked and it explodes. So they're apparently pretty weak. So
that's the sweet spot.
Right. That's the sweet spot. That's Oh God, you just made me think of killer clown porno. I'm coming.
Yeah,
we're getting all kinds of ideas for spin-offs. But when the Terenzi brothers are driving Mike over to Debbie's house, they run into that parade.
Yeah.
They're like, and there's a clown in there with like a like, did you I don't know if you watch Parks and Recreation, but there's that guy that's like, I cut my own hair. There's a clown in there.
Yeah.
There's a clown like driving the vehicle that has that same haircut.
I know what you're talking about. It's so stupid.
Oh man,
it's so stupid.
Now,
oh my God,
I want to know why, besides plot armor and why they put Debbie in a balloon instead of turning her into cotton candy. What would be the reason for that?
I honestly can't even begin to explain that.
I mean,
she's obviously special. Maybe they wanted to breed her. That's why they kept her in the balloon.
So those were the molester balls. They put her in one of the.
Yeah,
they put her in a.
Yeah, they put her in a rubber.
Oh yeah, they put her in a rubber.
Yeah,
a rubber ball.
Write it down.
Writing it down for our prequel.
Absolutely.
How killer clowns are made. I don't know. I mean, you don't. Yeah. I almost said you don't fuck things that you eat, but some people do. I mean, I don't know why I know this, but I looked this up recently for some reason, and I'm probably on some FBI watch lists or something because of some of the shit I Google. But bestiality is not illegal in West Virginia. It's like,
yeah, it's on a whole thing. There's like been some states that it wasn't, and then they enacted it because people were doing it.
well, there are 2 states. I think it's West Virginia and Alaska. And I'm like, what is the holdout here? What? Make it illegal. Are you? They're like, nope. We're gonna have to lock up half the state if we do that. Right? Half the state, and don't you know?
Looks like you're not visiting those states.
Oh no! If I went to West Virginia, because I'm of look. I'll say this: everyone I've ever met from West Virginia thinks that they know karate because I think they've watched the Elvis karate movies. They think they know karate. They think they know how to throw knives, and they think they're half Indian, Native American. But they say Indian. I'm like, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. DNA test or shut up. Right?
Yeah.
That was really off the fucking rails right there. I don't know. How do we get back to this? Because Debbie's in a ball right now. And Dave sees Mike, right? Dave sees them going after the little truck that has Debbie floating behind it in the ball.
With the big vacuum cleaner thing, right?
Yeah, it's like Soylent Green almost.
Yeah.
Basically the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And Dave rear ends the ice cream truck.
But why is Debbie so special to them? That's what I'd like to know. Like they really
they're fans of Return of the Living Dead too.
That's clear. I mean, I could see you doing the exact same thing.
Yep. I'd be like, "Hey, you were in that movie." No.
Hey, I love you. Let me throw you on the couch.
Yeah, can I dye your hair black and you want to wear some of my hoodies? Don't steal them. I think that's what it is. Black hair dye makes women steal your fucking hoodies. I go,
it's something in the chemicals. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's better this way though if she keeps her hair blonde, because if she dyed it black, I wouldn't stand a chance. I'd be like, "What do you want, ma'am?" I'll do whatever you want. That's my kryptonite.
Oh.
Oh, man.
Oh, Alan.
The funny.
So
here's the funny thing: Dave rear ends the ice cream truck, Do you know that
Yeah.
do you know that I've been rear-ended by a police officer before?
I believe that, but it wasn't Dave.
No, Dave. Yeah. Ugh. No, I got rear-ended by a police officer in a paddy wagon, a van,
Mhm.
and uh it's funny because he hit me and I flew around the corner, and when I got out of the car I was like, "Oh, the police are already here." Yeah. I had no idea that he was the one that hit me, you know. And he was real apologetic and
Did he? Oh, I thought he searched
no,
you.
he was a young guy, so he was being really nice. He was like, "I'm sorry, man, I didn't see you. You know, it's raining and all this shit." And when the other police officers got there, they wouldn't let him talk to me anymore. They were like, "So we notice your brake lights are out." I was like, "Yeah, I just got fucking
Yeah, because
rear-ended."
he put him out.
Right, right. I was like, "Yeah, they are out because the whole back of my fucking car is smashed."
Thank your probate, asshole.
Yep.
Like,
Yep, and I can back this story up because somebody you know that goes by the name was in the car with me.
yeah.
True story. I got rear-ended by a cop that wasn't Dave. If
Yep.
Dave rear-ended me, I'd
You
be
wish.
pregnant. He'd impregnate me.
Impregnate.
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 Oh, Dave.
Oh my God.
Man, I'm really
So they
I'm
leave.
really getting sidetracked. I'm sorry.
Debbie's stuck in this balloon, and they're fucking zipping around in this fucking clown car, and pull up to the amusement park, and the security guard is doing exactly what I would do. Like, I don't understand what's happening right now, but I just ate my sandwich, and now I got these clowns coming up on me.
Well,
I love this part. This car, like, it's awesome. Like, they did the whole, like, all these clowns in like a clown car with these giant outfits. You know, like, how awesome.
well,
And
everybody.
the last one to get out, is the smallest one, which makes it even more hilarious. And then they're lining up these pies out of nowhere, and he's like, "Oh, what does he say? Oh, what are you gonna do with them pies?"
Well, you know who could have used those pies? The bikers in Dawn of the Dead.
That's right.
I had
They could have used
I
every
had to
single bit of
say that.
those.
I had to say that because I had to say the words Dawn of the Dead. My love. Mm. But if
So he's melted. All the clowns going to the amusement park, and he's melted in this giant like Sunday mess, which looks appetizing. But you
doesn't
know,
when the Terenzi shows up, doesn't one of them taste some of it?
absolutely,
I'm
I wouldn't be tasting it,
I
but I mean,
know.
it looks good though. I mean, it looks like it's really cold, and clearly it's like very hot on this night. You know, Mooney was sweating enough for all of us.
Mooney needed some Gatorade or something. He was that might be a sign that he's an alcoholic.
Yeah,
Not
absolutely.
the the Terenzis, you know, they follow him into the spaceship. I'm not sure why. I would just tell them to stay behind because they're fucking useless. But they end up disappearing anyway and falling into the ball pit with the lady clowns.
Yeah, they as they should.
And
then the one killed himself, right?
well, I'll tell you this.
Was it from this scene?
If you have a child, do not let them play in these ball pits because you know what Chuck E. Cheese don't do? They don't clean them fucking balls. They probably got piss and shit and snot and boogers and everything all over them, and you're letting your kid play in there. Don't do
But
it.
it builds up immunity. It builds up immunity, so almost let them play in it.
Yeah. Well, in
Scabies.
20 years when they're saying, you know what we shouldn't have did, like remember back in the day they would get kids together to if you got chicken pox, they'd take you over, tell you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Chicken pox parties. Now we all got shingles.
Right. That's what you're doing by going, that builds up immunity. Give me a fucking break.
Oh, here we go.
Keep them out of
Here
those
we
dirty
go.
balls. The only fucking
Keep it old school. Have polio parties.
Have polio parties. The funnest parties are the AIDS parties.
Keep it OG. Keep it, yeah. Those have always been fun, but now you can curve it so it's not as fun.
Oh yeah, now there's a pill for it. Like I got AIDS.
Yeah.
Man, why couldn't they come out with that pill before Freddie Mercury died? God damn it.
Yeah. I mean, some people are just bug catchers, man.
Yeah.
Some people want to go out.
Yeah, I suppose.
You want to go into a deep dive, go into a bug catcher dive.
Bug catcher.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I go too deep in these dives. I need to stay away from deep dives.
That's a highly recommended one from my wife.
I've been traumatized.
Look up bug catchers. All right, so everybody's like, they're now in the amusement park, and apparently it's the spaceship. So I really want to know where this security guard came from. Did they just see the circus tent, and then whatever company the security guard works for, where they were like, look, you're gonna stand out front of this place, because they're literally within the spaceship at this point.
Well,
and they had a security guard out front.
The thing you gotta really ask yourself is, how did the security guard not notice the spaceship landing there? Right? You're like,
maybe he was out of work.
Were you sitting here this whole time? You didn't notice that? Because it was only recently that it moved. Jesus Christ. I've slept on the job a couple times in my life, but that's some deep ass sleep. Goddamn spaceship lands right behind you and you don't notice it. And it digs a hole in the ground, gigantic hole. He's like, well, that there is a lot bigger than it looks because of dimensional transcendence. And the Terenzis are like, you mean the TARDIS effect? Yeah, that's it. The TARDIS effect. You can't say that word. It's 2024. Now it's the mentally challenged effect.
Well, they're in the amusement park. They enter the cotton candy room and see that the fat clown with his fucking awesome straw going in and just doing a little sippity sip and tasting the flavors.
You mean the voluptuous, beautiful,
voluptuous
body positivity clown?
Yes.
Oh wait,
they're all big motherfuckers, man.
Well, wait, it looked like a guy clown, so yeah, fuck that fat dickhead. Right.
But I'm telling you, when he puts that straw into the cotton candy, it looks so flavorful. I almost want to have a rig of those in my kitchen so I could just,
well,
chug a lug.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like sticks it in him. I guess they drink blood because, it looks like Kool-Aid, but I'm assuming it's supposed to be blood, right? Because that he just jams it into him and starts sipping out of it. I think I don't know if he's supposed to be doing that, but it reminds me.
I think it's the liquid of cotton candy before it becomes cotton candy. Like he's getting like the purest sugar form of it.
Yeah,
He's indulging himself.
Yeah, I've had exes that have done that to me.
Yeah, that's usually what happens. And then they take all your hoodies.
They steal your hoodies and drink all your blood.
Now all the clowns are coming in and surrounding them, and they're getting in this elevator and taking off, right?
Yeah, they get surrounded by all the clowns, but all the clowns leave because an actual giant clown shows up. Like who?
Well, yeah, you want to leave it for Big Papa.
Who the fuck is this guy? It's like that Simpsons character that was driving the little car, and he's like, because he's unreasonably huge compared to the rest of the clowns.
Well, yeah,
And apparently,
he's the ultra.
yeah, he's Ultra Magnus. He's the big boy.
Ultra Magnus. Ultra Malenko.
Ultra Malenko. Yeah, one of the Terenzis actually played that part of the giant clown.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah, because it was a costume rather than a
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool though.
Yeah, I don't remember which one it was, but he had a name too.
We'll just call him Malenko. Fuck it.
But yeah, giant clown comes out, and you know what, man, if we're gonna Mike and Debbie both get saved by Dave, right? Dave is like,
well, yeah, obviously.
Dave is the hero.
Mm-hmm.
Mike is...
Everybody's coming down, man.
Mike is just being emasculated left and right in this whole fucking movie. And,
maybe he's pure heart. Dave's pure muscle.
I don't know, man. Dave sacrificed himself. Well, he thought he was going to. Right? So...
Well, he thought so.
Yeah, I mean, so that's more heart than Mike has. Mike was kind of a coward. I don't know. I don't know. I think Dave is our hero. And the big clown picks him up, while everybody else is... Well, we think the Terenzis at this point are dead because giant...
Yeah, they're gone. Or they're cotton candy.
Well, we think that. We don't think... Well, he throws the ice cream truck and they're in it. So we assume that they're dead at this point. Right?
Unless
the
they're in the
giant
back
clown.
with all the ice cream.
But then...
Yeah.
But then, when Dave thinks... when Dave takes on the giant clown to make time for Mike and Debbie to escape, what does he do? He improvises because he's Dave. That clown is just lucky that Dave didn't pop.
He's slapping thighs. He's slapping thighs with that Tootsie Roll.
Well, he stabs the giant clown in the nose with his badge, right? That clown is just lucky it didn't get stabbed in the nose with that fucking thigh slapper between Dave's legs, right? It'd be like... going back to another movie we're familiar with, it'd be kind of like that scene in a Serbian film. Because this would be the second movie that I've ever seen where somebody gets murdered with another man's penis. Because if you haven't seen a Serbian film, that happens.
Do you remember that movie, Legend of the Overfiend? I think it was also... I'm probably saying this wrong, but Urotsukidoji.
Urotsukidoji.
Legend of the Overfiend.
Yeah, that's the...
Urotsukidoji, yes.
That's the white zombie, like Les Exorcisto sampled that at the beginning.
On Planet Motherfucker Pretty Kill. Yeah, that's that whole... intro, but that whole movie is nothing but dicks murdering everything.
Yep. Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah. Old school.
That was like next to Akira, that was like the only other anime that I ever watched back in the day, and it blew my mind. And
I
no other
I
anime
rewatched that recently, and I don't
compares.
know if it holds up. I don't know. Maybe I'll.
I haven't watched it. I haven't watched it since back when me and you hung out, so
Yeah,
it's been a
it
long
looks really
time.
bad nowadays.
And I was on acid really
But
bad,
I'd have to
so
watch
when
the
I
whole
watched
thing.
it, so I have to like put it in different eyes and watch it again, you know?
But anyway, for whatever reason, the giant clown's nose is tied to the spaceship somehow, because when he stabs him in the nose, like everything just starts exploding
Yeah.
and the spaceship explodes
Because
because the giant clown got stabbed in the nose.
it
I
controls
don't
everything.
know. But
I think it is valid.
yeah. But when everything's done exploding, we think that Dave and the Terenzi brothers are dead. But oh no. Oh no.
No.
The little clown car. Somehow they all climbed into that. I don't know when that happened, but I guess for the 1 or 2 seconds when after Dave stabs the giant clown in the nose, and they go down to where Mike and Debbie are, and we see the spaceship explode. At some point there,
Mhm.
the Terenzis and Dave all climbed into the little clown car, and we're saved.
Right.
Yeah,
Fucking doing this shit.
but so we're right at the end of the movie, and I have to say, because watch this scene. Dave is giving Debbie a shoulder rub, and Mike's standing there next to him like,
Yeah.
man, what is happening
What a
here?
burn.
What? Yeah.
Yeah, what a burn.
It's
After all of that,
yeah.
you didn't get the girl.
Well, to be fair though, I mean, if we're comparing Mike to Dave throughout this movie, it's not even close. Because Dave Dave sacrificed himself to save them both. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I mean, I don't, yeah. I think that
He put it down, man. I mean, the exact same thing as like when you walked in and there was that big ass sweat stain on your sheets. You know, it's the same thing. But he left. He sacrificed himself for you.
yeah, he fucking yeah, Mike doesn't stand a chance at this point because Dave just sacrificed himself and he's given her a back rub. The best Mike can hope for is to be a cuckold. But I mean,
He might treat it the same way he treated when they first walked into that tent in the beginning of the movie though too. He might be narrating the whole series of events that are happening while he's sitting in the corner.
but all that could not matter because they get hit with pies right before the end of before the credits roll, and those pies melt people. So I mean, maybe
They do, but does it melt them or does it,
I choose to believe it does after the credits start rolling, that their faces melt off.
I'd like to think that too. So it's an unhappy ending.
Yeah, it's a nice breath of fresh air, one of those good old miserable endings that we don't get often enough.
Do you think it's over?
Yeah, sure.
Q typo negative.
Everyone dies. I had killer clowns from outer space, and then it died.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, Peter Steele, my hero.
Yes,
Rest in
absolutely.
peace. But
R.I.P. my friend.
but anyway, that was Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
I'm glad you guys made it through this. Yeah, another slog through this.
Yeah, two jackasses talking about fucking movies that we're not qualified to talk about. But whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. You know, I don't think anybody is. When we write the sequel, you'll be like, "Yep, those guys know their shit."
I remember those guys. Yeah, I remember those guys. They wrote this like insane prequel sequel.
Oh yeah, the prequel.
And like no, yeah, the prequel sequel. So like everybody's gonna be like, "Oh my god,
Oh,
I've never seen this."
Oh, and I have we're not calling him the Great Malenko because that's stupid. So we'll call him.
Obviously,
we'll pay homage to Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, and we'll call him Nubbins. Nubbins the clown. How's that sound?
No,
I don't know. Anyway,
I don't know.
Anyway, if you guys want to suggest anything, email us at deadnotespodcast@gmail.com.
Hey,
go ahead.
If you guys want to suggest some names for the main serial killer clown, email us at deadnotespodcast@gmail.com. I don't know if those names will go anywhere, but it'll be a lot of fun hearing different names.
And don't say a whole bunch of like Dicks and Allens, you know, nothing like that. Just some good names.
Dicks and Allens is what we want. So if you want to write paragraphs about if you want to write if you want to write paragraphs about Dick Allen, email us at deadnotespodcast@gmail.com. Write us a story about Dick Allen.
Yep, Dick Allen.
He's only Richard when he's a gentleman.
Yep. He's the new fan fiction character, Dick Allen, the killer clown.
Yeah, Dick Allen. Let's write this. Let's incorporate. Let's storyboard.
He's finger fucking cellmates and to death. That's his trademark. He finger fucks you to death. Dick Allen.
But
I'm a finger.
Dick Allen, he'll listen.
I'm a genuine finger fucker.
But I'll listen to your story. It's fucking stupid. All right. Well, thank you everybody for listening. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Alan. Bye.
I'm Dick Allen.
Bye.
I'm Richard Allen.
Give me the mic. I am the great and powerful JoJo. I command you to stop.